Hey guys! So we're going to be talking about the LG 1.5 test review, and I'm going to be doing some similar problems. So for this first video, we're going to focus on things that just have stuff inside of our absolute value. So remember, absolute value is distance from 0, and we have two options for that. So for example, remember, if you're standing on a number line and I ask for the absolute value of 10, well, you could go 10 spaces to the left and be at -10, or you could go 10 spaces to the right and be at +10. Okay, so for example, on number 1, it's the same, that's exactly what we did. Okay, so I want to go 10 spaces, and then I'm trying to figure out which two numbers I could walk to. So I could walk to -10, or I could walk to +10. On number 4, the same idea. So if I walk 7 spaces, I want to know what two numbers I would be at. So if you had a number line and you're standing at 0, and you walk to the right 7 spaces, then you'd be at 7. Or if you're standing at 0 and you walk to the left 7 spaces, then you'd be standing at -7. So n could equal -7, or n could equal 7. On number 3, this says, again, I'm standing on a number line, always start at 0, and I want to move -6 spaces. Well, what? We can't move -6 spaces, so can't do that one. Okay. So remember, if your absolute value equals a negative number, then it doesn't work. So let's look at number 8. So this guy, when the absolute value is by itself, this is telling you how many spaces you're going to go. So we could move 2 spaces on our number line. Think about it like we were doing those other problems, which means we could be at +2 or we could be at -2. So since we could be 2 spaces from 0 at -2 or +2, then we're going to split this into 2 answers. So we could be at +2 or we could be at -2. Notice that this time we have extra stuff that was inside of our absolute value. So when we split, we need to get the letter by itself. We need to keep solving. So we're going to subtract 5, subtract 5, subtract 5, subtract 5, get that variable by itself. And a equals -3, and a equals -7. So those are our 2 answers. And notice these are different numbers. So you can't just solve it once and then put a negative sign on it. That's not going to work. So be careful with that. The same thing on number 9. So again, I'm standing on a number line, and I always start at 0. I'm going to move 7 spaces, and I could be at +7, or I'm going to move 7 spaces to the left, and I could be at -7. So I'm going to split my equation because it could be equal to -7, or it could be equal to +7. So we have 4n plus n equals -7, or 4 plus n equals +7. And then we solve, so -4, -4, -4, -4. My 4's cancel, n is -11, or n is 3. Number 10. Okay, so I, again, have a number line standing at 0. I could be +3 as an answer, or I could be -3 as an answer. Okay, so I'm going to split this guy. A over 10 is equal to -3, or a over 10 is equal to +3, because I'm not sure. But I do know that of the 2 choices, that's what I could be. Okay, so then we solve. So this time, the opposite of dividing is multiplying. So I'm going to multiply each side by 10. My 10's cancel over here, and a equals -30. My 10's cancel over here, and a equals +30. So these 2 answers are opposites, but the signs are different, like the same number, but the opposite signs. And these guys are not. So you have to be really careful and not just assume. Okay, let me look at the back. Alright, so the back and some of these other ones are a little bit more complicated and slightly different, so I'm going to make another video. Okay, bye guys!